My husband told me his first wife died in a car crash 7 years ago. She walked into our anniversary dinner last night and sat down across from him like she owned the table. I froze. My fork hit the plate. The entire restaurant seemed to go quiet. She smiled at me. Not a warm smile. A smile that said she had been waiting a long time for this moment. My husband went white. I have never seen a man lose all the color in his face that fast. His hands were shaking under the table. I could see it. She said, "Hello, Daniel. Did you really think I would never find you?" I stood up. I asked him who she was. He said nothing. He just stared at her like a man watching his entire life collapse. She answered for him. She said her name was Renata. She said she was his wife. His legal wife. She said she had the marriage certificate in her bag and she had been looking for him for 6 years. 6 years. Our entire marriage. I could not breathe. I asked Daniel to tell me she was lying. He still said nothing. That silence told me everything. Renata pulled out a folder. Inside was a marriage certificate, dated 11 years ago, a photo of the two of them at what looked like a courthouse, and a restraining order, filed by Daniel, against her. She said he had her declared legally dead using a falsified accident report. She said he paid someone to do it. She said she had spent years in another country trying to prove she was alive while he built a whole new life here. With me. With our daughter. Our daughter. She is 5 years old. And according to every legal document in that folder, she was born inside a marriage that never legally existed. I grabbed my bag. I told Daniel I was leaving. He finally spoke. He grabbed my arm and said it was not what it looked like, that she had been dangerous, that she had tried to hurt him, that the restraining order was real and the rest was a long story. Renata laughed at that. She said, "Tell her about the money, Daniel. Tell her what you took from my father's estate before you disappeared." I pulled my arm away and walked out. I sat in my car for 40 minutes. I could not drive. I kept thinking about every story he had ever told me about her. The tragic accident. The grief he performed so convincingly. The way he used that grief to make me feel like I was saving him. He had not been grieving. He had been hiding. He came out to the parking lot. He knocked on my window. He was crying. He said he had been scared. He said Renata's family was dangerous. He said he had run to protect himself and then met me and did not know how to undo what he had done. I looked at him through the glass. The man I had slept next to for 6 years. The man who held my hand in the delivery room. The man whose last name I had taken. I unlocked the door, not because I forgave him, because I needed to hear all of it. He got in. He started talking. And the more he talked, the worse it got. Because Renata had not found us by accident. She had been contacted by someone who knew exactly where we lived. Someone who had known the truth for years and finally decided I deserved to know it. I looked at my phone. There was a text from my mother-in-law. His own mother. It said, "I'm sorry I waited so long. You deserve better from the start." She had known. His mother had known everything. And she had been the one to send Renata through that door.